One.
Hey Cardinals, it's Monday, October 24th, and we are getting started on Lesson 4. We're going to be talking about Newton's first and second laws this week. On page 42, you should have taped in the objectives. We'll talk about that in a minute. Page 43, you should have designated a page for vocabulary for Lesson 4. Some of the work today is going to go on page 44, which is titled Getting Started. How can we predict if the motion of an object will change or stay the same? And tomorrow will be investigation 4.1, and that will go on page 45. You're going to have to prepare for that later today, so keep in mind that preparation can go on page 45. The objectives for this lesson, we have 3 of them for the week. Use Newton's first and second laws to predict the motion of an object. Apply Newton's first and second laws to plan an investigation regarding the motion of a car. And finally, construct explanations about the motion of a car using evidence gathered during investigations. So those 3 things are our objectives for this week. The introduction on page 50, the Getting Started, reads, "A piece of rope by itself in the grass is not very interesting, just as it sits there. But if one of the rope toy is held by a person and the other by a dog, then the two can play a game of tug-of-war. The motion of this rope toy and the outcome of the game can be predicted if you understand the laws of motion. In earlier lessons, we studied motion and observed how forces can affect an object's movement. In this lesson, you will see how applying laws of motion can help people predict how things move." So this whole lesson all week is going to be about Newton's laws and predicting how items move. Number 1 in Getting Started talks about a little bit about the important things for this lesson, so I should probably read this to you. In previous lessons, you've investigated the motion of a rolling ball. In this lesson, you will learn about Newton's first and second laws and work in groups to investigate the motion of a rolling car. Remember to follow your teacher's instructions carefully throughout this lesson and to write neatly and accurately as you record your observations and data. Now, as you go through this unit, this part of the unit, a lot of the information you have is going to be used in later lessons, so make sure you're keeping accurate results and information because we're going to revisit Newton's first and second laws over the next 2 or 3 weeks. Now you're on to the part where you're going to want to read Newton's laws. All right. During previous investigations, where you observed Newton's first laws, during your previous investigations, where did you observe Newton's first laws? Newton's second laws? Discuss with your group and record your answers in your science notebook. That'd be on this page. Explain how each law of motion was observed during that investigation. So after you read Newton's laws, you have these questions to answer in your notebook. And then finally, to get prepared for tomorrow, this would be on page 54. This was actually investigation 4.1. This is getting your notebook ready for tomorrow. So in your science notebook, sketch a force diagram to illustrate forces present in each of the following. So you have some different situations. Situation A is a complete stone arch, as seen in figure 4.2 on page 54. The other one is pushing a full-size automobile along a flat road versus pushing a bicycle. So you're going to show how the forces are different pushing an automobile versus a bicycle. And the last is employing a full swing of a baseball bat to hit a ball versus using a bunt motion. So 3 different items to create force diagrams for in order to start thinking about Newton's laws. So your to-do list today looks like this. First of all, you finished your quiz. You should do the Getting Started. That's your textbook pages 51 to 53. Read the Newton's laws. And then on page 44 in your notebook, you're going to list the investigations and what law was used. And then you need to prepare investigation 4.1. That's on your notebook on page 45. And you're going to complete some force diagrams for a stone arch, a car and bike, and a swing versus a bunt. All this is due tomorrow. Have a good day, Cardinals.